morning, everybody. Today I am going to take a lecture about the Rickettsia. It is a miscellaneous bacteria. At the end of these lectures, students should know the family of Rickettsia, morphology and cultivations and pathogenesis of bacteria, classification of disease caused by Rickettsia, Aurencia and Ehrlichia, clinical features and laboratory diagnosis of Rickettsial family, and other two genera like Klotzyla burnetii and Bartonella. Rickettsia, it is a gram-negative Coccobacilli, non-motile organism. It is obligate intracellular organism and not cultivable in cell-free media. It can grow in cell lines. They can grow in cell lines, animal inoculations and egg inoculations. Rickettsia transmitted arthropod vectors as well such as like ticks, mite, flea or louse. As per classification, can classify as a family Rickettsia, Rickettsia and Aurencia, family Anaphylomatosis, this is Ehrlichia, Wolbachia, Anaplasma and Neorickettsia. Today we will talking about the Rickettsia and Aurencia. Former members such as Coxella and Bartonella are now excluded from the family because Coxella is not arthropod-borne. They are not transmitted by arthropods, but they are transmitted by inhalations mode. But Bartonella is not obligate intracellular parasites and can grow in cell-free media also. Virus, because they are possesses some structures like bacteria or as well as like viruses. So similar to virus, smaller size and obligate intracellular. Actually it is bacteria, gram-negative cell wall, better stained with Giemsa or Gymnosis stains. They have a muramic acid cell wall have. Contain both DNA and RNA like virus, possesses ribosomes from protein synthesis and enzyme from the Krebs cycle. Multiply by binary fissions like bacteria, susceptible to antibacterial agents, large enough to be seen under the light microscope. They can easily see in light microscope like a bacteria, not filtered by bacterial filters. Rickettsia is obligated intracellular pathogens and transmitted by arthropod vector like lice, flea, mite and ticks. Family comprise three genera: Rickettsia, Aurencia, Ehrlichia. This is a type in Rickettsia. They are a typhus. They cause a typhus fever and spotted fever. Aurencia can cause a scrub typhus. Ehrlichia. Disease. Already we can told that is excluded from Rickettsia family intracellular because Coxella burnetii is not primarily arthropods. It is caused by inhalations. Bartonella pinta, not an obligate intracellular parasite, being capable of growing in cell-free media and difference in genetic property. That's why they are excluded from Rickettsia family. Now we are discuss about the genus of Rickettsia. By morphologically, it is pleomorphical and Coccobacilli, non-motile as well as non-capsulated gram-negative bacteria. The cell wall is not easily stained by gram stain. This is weakly stained by gram stain because they are intracellular. They need the Giemsa stain, so they can easily seen in the intracellular. The bluish purple with Giemsa, Gymnosis and Castner stains and Macchiavello stains also they can stain. So cell infected with rickettsia, gymnastics stain to thick lymph cells infected with the rickettsia. So it looks like the pictures of rickettsia, intracellular rickettsia. How they can cultivate? What we want to cultivate the rickettsial bacteria. So it is unable to grow in cell-free media, means artificial media they cannot grow. Growth occur in the cytoplasm when it is a typhus group. Growth occurs in cytoplasm of infected cells and a cytoplasmic vacuole in coxilla. Spotted fever rickettsia growth may take place in the nucleus as well as cytoplasm. Optimum temperature they need 32-35 degrees Celsius. Cultivated in a yolk sac of chick embryo, Detroit 6 cell, HeLa cells, Hep2 cells and mouse fibroblast also. This is cell line cultures. And last, animal inoculations in guinea pig and mice, you can easily cultivate that bacteria. They are readily cultivated in yolk sac of developing chick embryo. They also grow up mouse fibroblast, HeLa, Hep2, Detroit 6. Primary isolation, that's why we need some continuous cell line cultures. Guinea pigs and mice are useful for the isolation of rickettsia from patients. So from patient sample you collected, inoculated in guinea pig and mice, they can develop the symptoms like patients. Also be propagated in arthropods. Rickettsia are readily inactivated by physical and chemical agents. They are rapidly destroyed at 56 degrees Celsius and when separated from host components. They can be preserved in skim milk or a suspending medium containing sucrose, potassium phosphate and glutamate. Pathology of rickettsia family. This organism after entering in human body multiply locally and enter in the bloodstream. The invades their target cell, which are endothelial cells mostly, reticuloendothelial cells in case of anaplasmosis and ehrlichiosis. Once inside in host cells, they goes into this host cell, organism multiply and accumulate in large member before lysing free cells. In case of typhus group, or other escape from cell, damaging its membrane and causing influx of water in case of spotted fever group. Unlike rickettsia, it is a spotted fever group which can survive and replace host cells. Rickettsia of the typhus group, the rapidly after killing their host cells. Mechanism. Responsible for skin rash, microvascular leakage edema, tissue hypoperfusions, and end organic ischemic injury. Thrombi formation can lead to tissue infarction and hemorrhagic necrosis. Inflammation and vascular leakage leads to interstitial pneumonitis, non-cardiogenic pulmonary edema, cerebral edema, and meningoencephalitis. Infection of endothelial cells also induce procoagulant activity and that promotes coagulation factor consumptions, platelet adhesions and leukocyte immigration and may result in clinical syndrome similar to DIC. So here you can look the schematic figure. Enter into human body of arthropod vector bite or feces. When either the vector is bite, the louse feces, they are in scratched skin. The feces scrub on that part. They can go inside of the endothelial cells. And local multiplication in vascular endothelial cells of small blood vessels. After small blood vessel enter into the blood, damage the vascular endothelium and causes DIC and other hemostatic disturbances. Pathogenesis and immunity. How they do? No known toxins or immunopathology. Destruction of endothelial cells in multiple organ and tissue damage. Humoral and cell-mediated immunity important for recovery. Antibody opsonized bacteria are killed, can be protective, and cell-mediated immunity develops by cytotoxic T cells. Typhus fever group. We are discussing now different rickettsial classification. They cause a different type of fever. So first we are discussing about the typhus fever group. So it is an epidemic typhus. Second one is recrudescent typhus. This is called the Brill-Zinsser disease. And third one is endemic typhus. Epidemic typhus, this is a louse-borne typhus. Classical typhus, it is called a Gall fever. Occurring in devastating epidemic during times of war. In recent times, Western Europe, Africa, South America and Asia. In India, the endemic spot is Kashmir. Positive agent is Rickettsia prowazekii. This is the positive agent for epidemic typhus, and humans are the only natural vertebral host. Body, how they can produce the disease? So body loves pediculus human corporis, infected by ingesting the blood from rickettsiomic patient. Organism multiply in gut and appear in feces after 3 to 5 days. Lice defecate while feeding and scratch by host produce minute abrasion. Bacteria enter into the body. Rash appear on the 4th day, starting on the trunk and spreading over the limbs but sparing face. So, you can, in typical symptomatic or clinical sign picture, you can see in epidemic typhus, and mostly the part are involved is your trunk and limbs, but spare on face you cannot see the rashes. Palms and soles also. Recrudescent typhus, it is called a Brill-Zinsser disease because after some times of the typhus disease, the latent period of that typhus fever, the Brill-Zinsser find out that the recrudescent typhus is due to what? Latent infection of typhus fever. So it is gained the name of this scientist, and that's why it is called the Brill-Zinsser disease. Milder disease, duration of disease is shorter, case fatality is lower. Endemic typhus, this is murine or flea-borne typhus. This is transmitted by rat flea. Endemic typhus, and it is called the Rickettsia typhi, and which is maintained in nature as a mild infection of rats, transmitted by the rat flea Genosplia jeposi. So through the bite of infected fleas, contaminated food with infected urine or flea disease. Rat typhi, this is called R. moseri, is maintained in nature as a mild infection of rats, transmitted by the rat flea Genosilla chiopis. This is transmitted the disease of endemic typhus. Spotted fever group. The rickettsia of this group possesses a common soluble antigens, multiply in the nucleus as well in the cytoplasm of the host cells, and they are all transmitted by ticks except Rickettsia acari, which is mite-borne. Ticks typhus means spotted fever. So Rickettsia cause Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Rickettsia sibirica causes Siberian tick typhus. Rickettsia conuri, Indian Mediterranean and Kenyan and South African tick typhus. Rickettsia australis, this is a Queensland tick typhus. And Japonica, this is a oriental spotted fever. There is a different typhus fever from different rickettsial group. The Rocky Mountain spotted fever, incubation period about 7 to 10 days. This is inflammation and headache. You can find symptoms and after 7 to 10 days. Rocky Mountain spot fever on the foot, early macular rash on sole and foot you can find out. Late petechial rashes on palm and forearm. Sign. Rickettsial pox. It is the mildest rickettsial disease of human. Self-limited, non-fatal vesicular exanthem. Resembles like a chicken pox. And the causative agent is Rickettsia acari. Reservoir is domestic mouse. Vector, mite, in which is transovarial transmission occurs. Aurantia. Scrub typhus, this is Chigger-Bones typhus because the transmitted is caused by the chiggers. And this is caused by Aurantia susugamusi. And this is susuga means dangerous. Mushi means insect or mite. So this is transferred from insect or mite and it be dangerous. It occurs all along East Asia, Japan, China, Sumatra, and Australia and Iceland. It is the place disease and found only in areas with a suitable climate, plenty of moisture and scrub vegetations. The vector is mites. Susugumusi, 4 factors are essential for the establishment. Chiggers, mites, larvae must be there and they can transmit the disease. Ishar, necrotic lesion you can find out. Fever with chills, headache, conjunctivitis, maculopapular rashes, and sometimes you can also find out the splenomegaly also. Genus Ehrlichia, small gram-negative obligatory intracellular bacteria having an affinity towards blood cells, neutrophil, lymphocyte, and monocytes. In the cytoplasm of infected phagocytic cells, they grow within phagosomes as a mulberry-like cluster called a morula, meaning mulberry. And they are tick-borne disease. Primarily infect mononuclear leukocytes, human monocytic Ehrlichiasis, characterized by leukopenia and thrombocytopenia. You can find out this is a morula. This is mononuclear leukocytes are infected in primarily. They from the morula, dense core cells of E are seen here existing in the host cells following rupture of the morula and the host cells cytoplasmic membrane. The cytoplasmic membrane rupture and their Ehrlichia will now go into the infected anal host cell or they may be ingested by a feeding tick, thus spreading the infections. Clonus static ambyloma americanum is NH2. It is produce illness resembling to glandular fever. It causes lymphoid hyperplasia and atypical lymphocytosis. So mostly the lymphocytes are involved. Endemic in Japan. Infection occur by ingestion of raw fish. No arthropod vector is identified. Phagocytophilia equi. Human granulocytic Ehrlichiosis characterized by leukopenia, thrombocytopenia, and this is Ehrlichiosis in granulocytic cell. Okay, we can collect the blood sample in diagnosis for a cultivation of that bacteria. So the clot blood you can inoculate in guinea pig, tissue culture inoculation, embryonated egg inoculation or sac, and you can collect the serum. After clotting of blood, you can collect the serum and the serological investigation you can do, like ELISA, immunofluorescence. Blood got drowned in skim milk, you can get the Rocky Mountain spotted fever, scrotal necrosis, and may even die. Rickettsia prowazekii produce only fever without any testicular inflammations. Rickettsia typhi, Rickettsia coroni, and Rickettsia acari fever and tunica reactions. So in that, mostly Rocky Mountain spotted fever, prowazekii produce, and there are mostly fever, and they infect the tunica and scrotal part of that. How can you find out? This is some test. You can laboratory diagnostic. You can do the Neal-Moser reaction. It is important for to diagnose the rickettsial. So it is called a Neal-Moser reaction of tunica reactions. So you can infected patients urine or blood, clotted blood. You can inoculate it in animal. Differentiated air typhi. This is endemic and epidemic typhus fever. You can differentiate it by Neal-Moser reaction. Because both are closely similar, you cannot identify by your clinical sign and symptoms sometimes. Because the blood sample collected from the patients inoculated intraperitoneally in male guinea pigs, and there you can find out scrotal inflammations. The scrotum becomes enlarged. Testis cannot be pushed back into the abdomen because of inflammatory adhesions between the layers of tunica vaginalis. So if it is test is positive, the R typhi, Rickettsia typhi like fever, typhus fever, mostly it is endemic. If test is negative, this is the Rickettsia prowazekii bacteria is responsible for that, and this is an epidemic typhus. Other method you can also use as a serological method, immunofluorescent antibody, ELISA, and PCR based DNA test. Smear, you can also see in smear. The smear from the peritoneum, tunica and spleen of animal may be stained by Giemsa to demonstrate the intracellular rickettsial. The tissue culture are not suitable for the primary isolation, so we can inoculate it in animals, cell line, continuous cell line, and also embryo. Serological diagnosis may be by the heterophile Walfish reactions or by a specific test using rickettsial antigens. You can do the serological diagnosis by heterophile to find out the heterophile antigens. This is antigen cross reactivity test, heterophile antigens of rickettsial antigen. This is called a Walfish reaction. So in Walfish reaction is an agglutination test in which sera are tested from agglutinins to the O antigen of certain non-motile protease strains OX19, OX2 and OXK. Developed from the chance observation of Walfish reaction in 1960. A protease strain isolated from the urine of the patient, those are agglutinated with epidemic typhus patients' serum as well as by the sera of other typhus patients. The basis of the test is the sharing of an alkali stable carbohydrate antigen by some rickettsia and by some certain strains of proteins like P. vulgaris have a OX19 and OX2 antigen, and P. mirabilis have a OXK antigen. Test usually done at tube agglutination test. Sera from epidemic and endemic typhus agglutinate OX19 and sometimes OX2, and the test is negative or only weakly positive in Brill-Janssen's disease, means recrudescence typhus. In tick-borne spotted fever, both OX90 and OX2 are agglutinated. OXK agglutinate are found only in scrub typhus. So when it is scrub typhus, only Walfish reaction can agglutinated with OXK. The test is negative in rickettsial pox, trench fever and Q fever. So you can out By Weil-Felix reaction, the other rickettsial disease like rickettsial pox, trench fever, and Q fever from rickettsial typhus and scrub typhus. Weil-Felix reaction is a simple and useful test for the diagnosis of some rickettsial disease, and very easily you can do. The antibody appears rapidly during the course of this disease. Reaches peak titer of up to 1 into 1000 or 1 into 5000 by the second week. Decline rapidly during convulsion stage. False positive reaction may occur in some case of urinary or other infection by Proteus, typhoid fever and liver disease. So you should consider also when you can give the Weil-Felix reaction positive that time. The most frequently used serological method using rickettsial antigen is the complement fixation test. Other serological tests also can include like agglutination of rickettsial suspension, passive hemagglutination, toxin neutralization test, immunofluorescence antibody test, and radiosotop precipitation test. Also can do that. So Weil-Felix reaction in rickettsial disease, we can agglutination pattern like that if OX19, OX2 and OXK antigens, and there is the antibody of this particular disease. If epidemic typhus is there, OX19 give a more plus, OX2 plus, OXK is negative. Brill-Jensen disease usually negative or all weak positive, means you can find out negative or sometimes it's a weak positive, less than 1000 and 5000. Endemic typhus, they can give plus, OX2 plus 2 and OXK negative. Tick-borne spotted fever, there is less than endemic typhus and epidemic typhus plus 2 and OXK negative. In scrub typhus, OX90, OX2 are negative, only OXK are positive. Immunoprophylaxis prevented by general measures such as a control of vectors and animal reservoirs. Immunization is useful in the special situations. Killed and live vaccines have been prepared against epidemic typhus. The live vaccine using the attenuated strain E has been found to be a highly immunogenic, but a proportion of vaccines develop mild disease. Genus Coxiella. Earlier, the etiological agent of this disease was unknown, hence it was referred to as Q fever. As Burnet identified the causative agent as a rickettsia, it was named Rickettsia burneti. As the Q fever agent differs from other rickettsia in many features, it has been separated from rickettsial into a special genus and renamed Coxiella burneti. Distributed worldwide as a zoonotic disease. It is transmitted to cattle, sheep and poultry by ixoid ticks. Transovarial transmission occurs in ticks. Coxiella are abundant in tick feces and survive in dried feces for long periods, and they are shed in the milk or infected animals also. Human infection may occur occupational through. Mostly you can find out, usually you cannot find out that type Q fever, but in occupational hazardous, the human infection may be a find out. How they can occupational occur? So handling wool or hides of animals, meat or both animal products contaminated with the organism, drinking infected milk can transmit the infection. Coxiella may enter through abraded skin, mucosa, lungs or intestinal tract also. Here infection of microphysis by Coxiella. The Coxiella infection of a microphysis by phagocytosis. After phagocytosis, the formation of phagocytic vesicles inside the cells. The phagosome lysosome fusions, bacterium survive and multiplies in inner side of cell, and after that the cell phagosous osmolysis, and there the cell lysis and release into the body and blood. So the human disease and acute systemic infection characterized by the interstitial pneumonia. Asymptomatic infections very common. No rash. Sometimes you cannot find out the rash in. The coxiella spread through almost all organs and may cause a hepatitis, meningoencephalitis or endocarditis also. Spontaneous recovery is usual spontaneous recovery. So clinical manifestation of fever. So the entry aerosol from infected sheep, goats and cattle. This is mostly pneumonitis, endocarditis and granuloma spread through hematogenous. Means they release into blood, mostly the intracellular cells release. And they exit usually none in man. Coxiella may remain latent in the tissue of patient for 2 to 3 years. Berniti is pleomorphic, occurring as small gram-negative rods. In milk, it may survive pasteurization by the older method, but the flash method, it is effective. Laboratory diagnosis is by serology, by complement fixation, or indirect immunofluorescence assay. Isolation of the coxiella from blood, sputum, or other clinical specimen is possible if you are involved in other organs. Treatment is with doxycycline. The choice of treatment drug is doxycycline. Immunoprophylaxis in Berniti, the Wegel's vaccines, phenolized intestinal contents of lice infected per rectum. Yolk sac vaccines you can also use, and live attenuated strain E vaccines like a typhus vaccine. Now the last but not least, Bartonella. This is a tiny gram-negative bacilli usually transmitted by arthropods. Invade mammalian endothelial cells and blood cells. Human pathogenic strains are Bartonella bacilliformis, Bartonella quinta and Bartonella hanseli. Bartonella bacilliform causes agent of Oreo fever. It is called a Carrion's disease. Presents as fever as a progressive anemia due to the bacterial invasion of RBC. Mostly they are infect the RBC and invasion of occurred in RBC. Mortality is high in untreated cases. A late sequel is verruga, peruna, nodular ulcerating skin lesions. Bartonella bacilliformis is seen inside erythrocyte and in the skin lesions. Positive agent of trench fever or 5 days fever. It is also called a trench fever or a 5 days fever. And the disease was not fatal. Slow course or prolonged convalescence leads to loss of manpower. Exclusive human disease and no animal reservoir is known, but Bartonella quinta, and it is transmitted by the body larvae. Disease of lice become infectious 5 to 10 days after the infectious meal. Lice infected throughout their lives. When they are survive, they are lives, they are continuously infective in form. No vertical transmission is found, leads to chronic or latent infection also. Recrudescence may occur, and this is help to maintain the Bartonella in the absence of animal reservoir. Bartonella hanseli, it is causative agent of cat scratch disease, febrile illness with lymphadenopathy following a cat scratch, bacillary angiomatosis, vascular nodules or tumors appear on the skin, mucosa and other locations, bacillary pleosis involving the liver and spleen. Spleen is HIV infected and immunodeficient. This mostly you can find out in HIV immunocompromised and immunosuppressive patients. Thank you.